It's time for episode 27 of this nickel hunt and album fill. Boxes 39 and 40. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, we're already on boxes 39 and 40 of this nickel hunt and album fill series. This is episode 27, and I'm slightly optimistic about these two nickel boxes because I just recently hunted a couple of dime boxes that I picked these nickel boxes up with them, and those dime boxes had a lot of silver. Now, as you know, we recently found our first silver quarter for 2021, and we have yet to find our first silver war nickel for 2021. So even though I want to find stuff for the album, I definitely want to find a silver war nickel in one of these two boxes, fingers crossed. Now, if you've missed the first 26 episodes, I want to remind everyone that I have a link to this playlist down below, as well as I'll pin one up here. Be sure you've checked out those videos before you watch this one so that you're all caught up. Now, if you are already caught up, you'll recall we're almost done with this nickel hunt and fill series. We just need 4 more nickels. We need 2 silver war nickels, a 43D, which is tough, and a 1944S. We need the key date, the 1950D, and the 1955P, which has been my nemesis. Now, I will point out, I have found a lot of 55Ps in all of my hunts that I've done throughout the years, but it seems like when it matters, it's just going to be elusive. Anyway, fingers crossed as well that we have that in these boxes. Now, I'll also make mention that throughout the hunts, I do try to find upgrades for the albums. And as we find years that might be upgrades, we'll put them aside and see if we can update this book. Even though it's already in great shape, there are some nickels that could definitely be upgraded, as you can see by some of the ones in the slots. All right, we've talked long enough. I'm excited to get this hunt and fill started. This will make 40 boxes. I'm hoping we get this album done by the 50th box, but we need some good boxes here shortly. At least some silver boxes. That way we have a chance to fill the 2 remaining silver spots. Let me push this aside. We'll get this hunt started. And as a reminder, I've already popped the tops of both boxes. I didn't see any fancy schmancy enders, no silver, no buffaloes, nothing like that. But I do see a good mix of older designs and newer designs. All right, I will bring you in on the first good find we have for these boxes. Roll number 2, first find from the 40s. This one's going to be a 1946 Philadelphia, which I'll just quickly check that R on the back in case it was the Henning nickel, which it is not. 1946P, first from the 40s found in the box. And as a reminder, I won't be showing the 50s finds unless it's a 55 or a 50, of course. Roll number 4. And I said I wouldn't show them unless they're a 55 or a 50. And we've got a pretty nice 1955. I can't tell if it's been polished, but there is a chance this could be a 55P. And it is 1955P. Let me just double check that date. You know what? It's not as nice as I thought, but that is a 55. And that is a P. So it's not in as nice a shape as I thought. Looks like it might have been struck through grease or it's been cleaned a little bit. But either way, 55P, we have finally got it. Took almost 39 boxes, 38 boxes plus 4 rolls to get it. Spot will be filled. Now, let's find some more. Roll 5. It's a slick one, but it's a 1940 nonetheless. 1940 Denver, oldest of the box. Roll number 9, and I got excited. I went to pick this one up and noticed that it was a 42. So without filming, I flipped it, and I don't see a mint mark. So I'm thinking this is just a 42P, non-silver. And unfortunately, it's in terrible shape, and the one I have in the book's in terrible shape. So won't upgrade, but it is a find. Wanted to show it to you. Not silver, just an ugly 42P nickel. Roll 11. Another 40s nickel, 1941, Philadelphia. Roll number 12, a 1947 nickel, minted, and I think Philly. Let's scope it. It is Philly. 47P found in the box. Roll number 13, and we're going to find silver in 2021 for this nickel hunt. And I didn't notice it by the edge. It just did not have the silver edge to me from when I first looked. But as I slid this one down, I saw the back, grabbed the camera. The good news is it does have an S mint mark, and the only S we need is the 44S. If it is a 44S, we'll have our second filler of this hunt. But it's a 43S. We don't need a 43S, and looking at the book, it might be slightly better. We'll check it at the end, but nonetheless, silver found in the box, and through only 13 rolls, we've already got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 finds. That's a good start. Roll number 18, yet another find. Looks like it's a 1949 nickel. And I think that's a 49S. And it is a 49S. 1949S is a semi-key date. I don't know if it'll upgrade, but it's not in bad shape either. 1949S, semi-key date, found in the box. Roll number 20, got another 40s nickel, and it's a 1948 Philadelphia. Roll 21, box is staying hot. We've got another 40s nickel, a 1940 Philadelphia. Roll 22, a 1940 minted in San Francisco. We're on roll 24, and I said I wouldn't show any of the 50s nickels, but I've got to show this one. Look at this 1956. Pretty much BU. Holy cow. 56 Denver in stunning shape. No steps as is typical. But that's a 56D, and I'm 99% sure that that's going to upgrade the album, because even though the 56D I have in there is not bad, that is a stunner. Let's get back to the hunt. We're not even halfway done with this first box that's already been loaded with old Jeffersons. Roll 25. We've got another 1946 nickel, minted in Denver. Where are my 46s? Right there. Roll 29. Another 1941 nickel, minted in Philly. Roll number 30, and we've got another 1942, and judging by its appearance, I don't think it's going to be silver. And it's not. Just another 1942P, although much better shape than that one, and potentially better than the one in my album. Roll 31, and another 47 nickel. This one's got kind of a cool darker tint to it. 1947 Denver. Roll number 32 of the box, and we have our first nickel from the 30s. 1939. Will it have a mint mark? Or will it be a Philadelphia with a DDR maybe? No mint mark, but we're going to scope it for that DDR. Confirm no mint mark, and not the DDR. Oh well, we'll still take it. Anytime you can get a 30s nickel in a nickel hunt, you can't get mad at that. Roll number 39 in the box, and we have our second nickel from the 30s. And it's a 1938. We already have all the 30s as far as 38s, but it would be nice if it was a key date. And it's not. 38 Philly, but two 30s nickels so far. Roll 41, and we're going to have another 1938 nickel. Wow. 3 from the 30s in the same box. And it's another 38 Philly. But you know what? It's a nice 38 Philly, but we have a stunner in the album, so we're not going to be able to use it. But still, I'll take that. 2 38s in just a few rolls, with 9 more to go. Roll 42, and yet another 40s nickel. Holy cow. 1940 Philadelphia. Same roll, and this fantastic nickel box is going to produce a proof coin. Check that out. 2003 S. Can't get mad at that. Roll 45. Could it be 2 in the same box? We've got another 1955 here. But that one's a Denver. Roll 49 is going to leave us with another 40s nickel, and this is a odd-toned 1947 San Francisco. Not a key date, but definitely a good find, and our third from 1947. Well, box 39 is in the books, and it was definitely a great box. 15 nickels from the 50s, 17 from the 40s, including the war nickel, 3 from the 30s, 2 38Ps and a 39P. We also grabbed 109 Denver, and on top of that, we got a proof, a beautiful 1956 nickel, and a 55P for the album. Unbelievable first box. Normally with this many finds, I'd go ahead and upgrade and update the album, but it's a 2-box hunt. If we can even get half as many finds in that box as the first box, it's going to be great. 37 total finds. I like between 20 and 25. We almost got 2 boxes all in one. Anything else is extra. Let me go ahead and get rid of these old nickels, bring this box forward, and start hunting it. I'll bring you in on the first find of box 40. Roll number 7 of box 2 of the hunt, and we've got our first find. It is a 1941 Philadelphia. Roll 10 of box 2 of the hunt. We've got another find. It is a 1940 Philadelphia. Roll number 11. Another 1940. This one, Denver. Roll number 12 is going to have a 1939 nickel, and I'll save you the trouble. I went ahead and already scoped it. I thought it was a 9 at the end, and it looked pretty old, so I put it under the scope. It is a 1939. It's a Philadelphia, already looked at it, and it's not the DDR. It's pretty trashy, but it is our second from 1939 to go along with 2 from 38. That's a good sign. Maybe the box is going to produce like the last one. Roll number 13 of the box, and look what just sneaked up on me. A Buffalo nickel, and there is no mint mark on it. Hopefully we have a date. It is a type 2. And let me see if I can get a date off that, and I'll be right back. Well, we've used our trusted Nick-A-Date, and I was completely off. If you can take a look at it, you probably can see it's a 1916 Philadelphia. Now, the 1916 does have a DDO, but even when I scoped it, now that we've Nick-A-Dated it, it's just hard to tell if there's anything going on there. 1916P Buffalo nickel found in the box. Another find for the board. More importantly, another good find. Roll 16, a 1940 from Philly. Roll number 18, a 1941 nickel, minted in Philadelphia. Same roll, a 1947 Philadelphia. Still the same roll, a 1949 Philadelphia. Roll 25, the midpoint of the box, and I believe we're going to have another silver war nickel here because I cracked it open, and other than that metal detector find, that one's looking pretty silvery. So let's take a look together. And I do see a Philadelphia mint mark, and unfortunately, we only need a 43D or a 44S, so it will not fill a spot. But it's a 45P war nickel nonetheless, and my 45P is decent, so it might not even upgrade. Still, second war nickel found after going all year without finding any. In as many boxes, I will take that, and we'll keep looking for more goodies. Same roll, we've got a 1939 nickel. It's going to be our third from 39, fifth from the 30s. And I think there's a mint mark. It is trashy, but I believe that is a 39S. I think it's an S just based on this right here. It almost looks like a shadow S behind it too. But that's definitely got to be a 39S. Either way, 1939S key date nickel in the box, and our 39S is in much better shape than this one. We'll get back to the hunt. Roll 27 and the nickel barrage continues. We're going to have a 1949 Philadelphia. Roll number 41, and we've got another 40s find. It's going to be a 1940 nickel, minted in Philadelphia. Same roll, another 40s nickel, a 1946 Philadelphia. Roll number 48, another 1941 from Philly. Roll 49, and we're going to have our third 1942 nickel of the hunt, and not looking silvery. And it is not, and it is another Philadelphia to boot. Roll 50 is going to give us a parting gift, and it's going to be our fourth nickel from 1939. Last one had an S mint mark. Is this one a key date? And I don't think it is, but we'll check it for the DDR just in case. And there is some oddities on it, but it is not consistent with the DDR. Just some damage, I believe. That one had me fooled right there, but that's not consistent with what the DDR looks like. So we're going to say no DDR. Philadelphia minted, 1939. Well, that's it for that 2-box nickel hunt. Episode 27 had 2 fantastic boxes. We ended up with 23 nickels from the 50s, including the 55p semi-key date for the album and the 56D stunner, probably for the album as far as an upgrade. In the 40s, we got 30 nickels out of those 2 boxes, including 2 war nickels, as you saw there, the 45S and the 43P, and the 1949S semi-key date. For the 30s, we got 6, 2 38Ps, 3 39Ps, and the key date 39S, albeit not in the best shape. We also scored a Buffalo nickel from 1916 that I had a Nicodate, a 2009 Denver, and a 2003 Proof nickel, minted in San Francisco. On top of that, I got a handful of other beauties from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s that might upgrade the album. This is going to take a little while to sort through, but let me go ahead and sort through it and see what we upgrade and what we fill, although we already know we're filling at least one spot and likely upgrading another. I'll be back with a look at the album once I determine what we're doing. Well, after going through all those nickels, we're only going to have 4 upgrades and an album fill. But I'll take it. First one we're going to upgrade is this 1996 Philly. Definitely better than one we have in the album. The second one is going to be this stunner of a 68D. Although the one we had in there was really nice, this one does outshine it. Our third upgrade, of course, will be that 56D. It is a beauty, and the one in there wasn't too bad, but hard not to use the one that we just found. We're also going to upgrade this 54 Philly. It's a better coin. You can see it's got a little more detail, and if I slide it over, you definitely can make out that it has more detail, a little better luster as well. And then we finally get to do this. 55p found. Let me plug in the rest, and I'll give you a final look with some final thoughts. Well, there you have it. The album is one step closer to being completed. We just need 2 more war nickels and that 50D. I'm very happy to get that 55p out of the way with. That thing was driving me bonkers, and now it's done. We did find 2 silver war nickels, but they were not nice enough to upgrade what I had in the album, and I did make a blunder. I said it was a 45S and a 43p. It's a 43S and a 45p. Just wanted to correct that, since when I was looking at the album, I realized they were opposite of what I said in the wrap-up. That being said, 135 of the 138 nickels are done, and a lot of the nickels that we upgraded are dandies, and this book is looking fantastic. 40 boxes down. Hopefully we can get some more war nickels like we did in this box in some future hunts, and I wonder how long it will take to get the 50D. Hopefully you enjoyed episode 27 of this Nickel Hunt and Fill series, boxes 39 and 40. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. We recently added the first silver quarter to the 2021 silver jar, and now we're going to add our first silver nickels.